So, I've been thinking about Christian men and money, and I realize it's kind of no new news that Christians have a really hard time justifying making money. And so because of that, they don't even try to make money, and then they end up living paycheck to paycheck, and then they can't provide for their families, and then they stay stuck, and then they can't have the impact they want. They can't actually do what they want with their time to do greater things. And I just think that that's such a lie. I think it's probably the biggest lie we've told men, particularly Christian men, in a long time. The lie that you're selfish if you're trying to make a lot of money. I believe my translation of what the Bible has to say about money, I've read it. I think it's saying, just get money out of the way. Don't put it before me, your God. But it's not saying don't make money. It's not saying you shouldn't try to make money. That's ridiculous. It's such an oversimplification of what it's saying. It's such a new Western idea that trying to make a lot of money is selfish. What you do with the money could maybe be selfish. You've got all this money, and instead of, providing for your loved ones, instead of taking care of your kids and your wife and stuff, you go and splurge on a one-person vacation for $100,000 or something, and you that's but making the money, I think making money is the most selfless thing you can do. I really mean that, because it's so much sacrifice. Ask anybody who's ever built a big business, and it's the level of sacrifice and humbling moments and the moments where God just pounds a new lesson into you. It's ridiculous. And I don't think I've ever experienced anything that has sharpened my character as much as starting a business. Probably close second being marriage. I'd say, honestly, so far running a business has done more, because I think I started running businesses and doing entrepreneurial things and leading teams and selling stuff and working with clients and marketing myself and getting rejected and learning the hard way and having intense weeks where I put $100,000 in the bank and having weeks where I lose 50, and I think because I did that long before I was married, I think I was sharpened, but I think my marriage is still sharpening me quite a bit. But I think that starting a business and trying to actually lead something, there's just nothing like it. It's a leadership journey. And the amount of money you make is always going to be in accordance to the amount of value you add to other people. And if you're not adding value to other people, that is in direct accordance to the amount of money you're getting paid, you won't last. Your money won't last. So we see these stories of men and women who make a lot of money very quickly that are obviously evil. Do they last, though? Do they make it? I argue no. I argue the only ones that last are the ones that actually add lasting value and put their customers and clients first. And isn't that biblical? Isn't that a biblical thing? Serve others, put their needs before your own. At some point, beyond making $15,000 a month, dude, when I started making $10,000 a month, $15,000 a month, that's when my life changed the most. 2030, I had a lot of flexibility, but then I started making 50, 100, 200. Now we're aiming at $500,000 a month with my different businesses. And honestly, it's just a game. I hate to sound arrogant, but now it's just a game. As long as I'm making $10,000 a month, and as long as I have a good safety net of money in the bank, I don't need, it's just a game. It's fun. And it's at this point, it's a sharpening tool. It's something I can put myself into. And as a man, as a Christian man, what do we have? The church isn't providing real, in my opinion, it is not providing a real battle for us to face. It's just not. I didn't find it. I led all these, I led this men's group and I did all this stuff, and maybe missions trips, but even missions trips, I just think we're visiting places that have been visited 100 times. There's some exceptions to that, obviously, and I don't want to step on any toes, but we don't have that call. And what better call than to make a ton of money for your family? Why wouldn't that be the call? I can't understand that not being somebody's call, because we live in a world where money is the primary format of exchange. You know, back when goats were the primary form of exchange, men unabashedly tried to make a lot of goats. And they would just breed goats and try to have a lot of goats. Okay? And they weren't like, oh, you're being selfish with your goats, dude. Give me some of your goats. Like, no. They were just like, I have 500 goats, you have 20 goats. And they was just very objective, you know? And as far as I'm concerned, there wasn't a tax on goats. Maybe I could be wrong. But the government wasn't trying to convince you that you were selfish for having 500 goats while somebody else has 10. Like, no, dude, just breed your goats. And that's how money works, too. You can just take, like, $100. If you know where to put it, you maybe run an ad for a service. For $100, you get $5 leads. You get 50 leads for your service. Or sorry, is that the correct? No, it's not. $25 leads. Or 25 leads at $5 a pop. You get 25 leads. Call those leads. Make them a 30% offer discount, close a couple, you've turned 100 into, you know, what, $2,000, $3,000? Like, why don't we think more like this? I don't know. So, I don't know. I think every Christian man should aim to run a successful business. I do. Or at least be ambitious in their career. At least. If you work a job, that's fine. I think everybody's an entrepreneur. They just, you know, business owners have many customers. People who have jobs have one customer. That's their boss. It's the company they work for. So they're basically like a hired-in consultant for the company they work for, right? And the skills and knowledge and expertise and ideas you have are being applied to that company. Just like maybe a privately hired consultant would be. Just your current skills, your current tool belt stuff. So you're an entrepreneur. Whether you like it or not, right now you're an entrepreneur. And you have a certain set of skills and knowledge that is being applied to a certain organization or thing. And so you have to stop this like identity of being a job guy, being a 9-to-5 guy. You're an entrepreneur right now, whether you like it or not, like done deal. And now it's time to step up to the plate and learn some marketable skills. Learn some stuff that's actually gonna make you some money. Because I believe if you're not being selfish, I don't like that word. I think it's a silly word. I do believe you can be selfish, but I don't believe that trying to make money is selfish, I think is the right way to put it. You can definitely be selfish, but I don't think trying to make money is selfish. You know, when I first started making some money, I was able to do some stuff that I've always wanted to do. I bought my mom like this like $15,000 Cartier watch just as a thank you for her support, right? I've been able to like financially help my siblings in times where they need it. Give to friends. I hope pay off like some debt from one of my buddies, like student loans that was really hard on him at the time. Like, you can't give what you don't have. If your cup isn't overflowing, you're focused on filling your cup constantly. If you're constantly focused on filling your own cup, how do you expect to do anything for other people? Like, that's my thing. And I don't have, you know, I don't, here's what I'm not. The difference between this and prosperity gospel. Prosperity gospel is if you give the church a lot of money, God will just kind of randomly, somehow a check will end up in your mailbox. Like, that's stupid. You know, teleseminars and like guys being like, oh, send us $100 gets you this package from God. You know, $1,000 gets you this package from God. That's stupid. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying the more money you give me, the more money you're going to make. And I'm not claiming that I speak for God. That's probably the key difference. Dude, I don't even know if I should keep going with this video with this guy over here. Screw it. But I think what I mean to say is, at the end of the day, Christians put money in this weird place. And they think that people who make more money are somehow different or special, as if they know more. They don't. I've met them. I've met people doing $2 million a month in total sales volume. They just know how to market and sell stuff. That's it. They know how to market stuff. They know how to sell it. And they're able to give, and they're able to be generous to their families. And I think that should be a calling. And I think if you're settling right now in life, making the amount of money that you're not satisfied with, there's something you can do about that. There is. You can learn marketable skills and take shots at selling things on your own right. Like, why wouldn't you? With the internet now, you can start a business in like 20 minutes. You just put up a website. Hey, I sell this $7 book that I wrote on how to lose weight. I don't know, whatever you want to talk about. And start seeing what it takes to drive attention to that site and start making sales for that thing. Like, there's no reason you can't. I've experienced it. You know, every business that I've tried to start started with just an inkling or an idea or a passion subject. And slowly over time, they always become something because I'm willing to put in the work on testing and iterating what did and didn't work. But, you know, again, Christians just have this weird view of it. It's like, if it doesn't work, it wasn't meant to be. You know, like, God will send the opportunity. I think that's so dumb. Like, God will make it clear, probably. He'll kind of help you with your thinking and everything, but you reap what you sow, right? Like, you're not just, it's not just gonna land in your lap. You know, just, God, give me a $10 million business. And he's like, here you go. Like, I don't know, maybe that's true, but I really believe that God gives you the tools, the resources, the mental faculties to go out and become the sort of a person that can build those things. That's the blessing from God, I think, is free will. It's our own ability to navigate the world freely and discover things and learn things and try things. And truly, failure is only when you stopped trying, because, you know, when a baby's learning how to walk, it fails. It falls over and over and over again, but it never stops trying. As a parent, you're not like, oh, yeah, we shouldn't let it walk. Like, what if it falls and, like, hurts itself? Like, you try and create somewhat of a safe space for him or her to try, sure, but, like, you don't stop the baby. That's just stupid. Like, you let the baby keep trying and trying and trying until they learn how to walk. And when you think about the amount of moving pieces, like all the tendons and muscles and all the movement that's happening in legs, and the learning how to balance and the mental faculties necessary to learn how to, you know, gauge your own tilts and leans and figure out where to place your feet and like all those lessons, dude. I honestly think that learning how to walk was harder for you than it will be for you to learn how to make money. But now you've got this emotional attachment to failure and risk and the what ifs and the judgment from people around you. There's so many emotions involved. Imagine a baby, and we told him, if you can't figure out how to walk, we will reject you for the rest of your life. That baby probably, now it's the two extremes of, like, either I fall on my face or I just keep walking. Those were the two ends of the extreme. Now it's my family rejects me forever, or I am accepted into society. And that tilt is scary. And I imagine some more babies would probably not survive the whole learning how to walk season, right? But that's how business is. We've placed money in this place of, like, I either lose it all or I gain it all. It's not quite so extreme like that. It's actually more nuanced. You know, you'll start making $100 a week, then $200 a week, and then something will pop off. You'll try a new thing and you make a little more, and you'll go backwards a bit. There's not so much risk involved with business. You just decide something that you want to try and sell, and you just go around trying to sell it. I mean, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that, and it's what you have to do. There's no other place to start. So I don't know. I don't understand not building a business as a Christian. I don't get it. Or at least, again, taking your career very, very seriously, because our world works on money. And we can be idealists and sit here and say, oh, it shouldn't, and we wish it would change. But the system is just not going to change. And until you lean into the system and build what you can out of it, I just think you're going to continue to stay trapped. And you can't think about other people and their needs because you're constantly thinking about your own. How do you even poke your head out of water for long enough to think about serving other people if you're living week to week or month to month, paycheck to paycheck? How do you even begin the process? You can't. You just can't. So hopefully this video made sense. I just wanted to kind of put a message out there. I'll see you guys in the next one.